Previously on the last Pokemon challenge. If you do want to catch Pokemon, you've got to use the old man's balls to do it. And coming up, not on the bloody Magnemite, you beep. Today on Pokemon Crystal, we play a real game of cat and mouse. So it is the turn of Persian to take on the 4 moves challenge today. Persian has been said a couple of times on the channel in the past, and it's always done fairly well, but it has struggled at Jasmine, at Lance, and then at Red, and sometimes Blue as well, and I think it's going to be a similar situation with this Persian challenge. Of course, we are playing the 4 moves challenge now, so the big difference is that we have all 4 moves that we're going to be using for the challenge from the very beginning of the game. The trade-off is that we only are able to use these 4 moves. We're not going to be able to use any other move throughout the course of this challenge. Body Slam, Hidden Power, Ground, Return, and Shadow Ball are all we have to defeat everybody in this challenge. Now, first trainer is going to be the first rival. He's got the Totodile line in this particular challenge, and it's 2 hits to knock it out. Now, Persian has a big act to follow because the last challenge we did in Crystal was Zangoose, a backport, and without spoiling anything, it did very, very, very well. Do go and check that one out if you don't want to be spoiled later on when the leaderboards come up, but I'm sure you will know how well Zangoose does in general. And this is going to be the first of hopefully 2 Persian runs I'm doing. This one here is our standard 4 moves challenge, and then if you're a HM friend, a channel member of the channel, look out because in a couple of days' time you will be seeing the Persian 4 moves challenge, but with the Gen 1 critical hit engine in. I have coded it into Generation 2 and I want to see how much of a difference it makes. And if I want to see it, I'm dragging you all along with me. So that is something that if you do want to join the channel membership, you will get access to cheeky little bonuses like that every now and then. I did overpromise, and I can only apologise at the start of the year for overpromising, but things kind of got out of my control very, very quickly. So I do hope to get at least a couple of bonus videos out a month again, and I think something like that could be really interesting. A direct comparison from run to run. I'm planning, hopefully, if this one doesn't take too much time, I'm planning on recording that straight after, so it's in the same play session. I'm playing roughly the same as I have been throughout this challenge, and it'll be a really interesting comparison. It might even slow us down, you know. We shall have to see. Into gym when we go, though. This is Falkner's flying type gym. He has a couple of gym trainers guarding him. Nothing too much of a concern here, although we might chew through our berry a little bit early. No, we don't, because that Pidgey was fully paralysed at just the right moment. So that means we can take on Falkner, gym leader number 1. Flying type specialist leads with Pidgey. We paralyse the Pidgey and we take a whole little bit of damage there. Onto the Pidgeotto we go. We outspeed, of course we outspeed. We crit, and we get a very, very good Falkner battle there. Zephyr badge in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Let's get the heck out of here and let's get ourselves into the Pokemon Center to chat with Professor Elm's assistant. He is going to give us the key escape rope, but that will be useful for us because we need to try and get out of some caves later. And without having Paris, it's the next best thing. I don't know why I'm taking this risky movement through the grass. Didn't need to do that. But we only get a single encounter so far anyway. I do want to pick up this super potion as well, and it's Bellsprout City here at the moment, because Glass Cannon comes to mind with our Persian. It isn't exactly the bulkiest Pokemon in the world, relatively low HP compared with relatively low defenses. It is all about the speed, really, the Persian line, and that's what's going to make Gen 1 crits so much more interesting. Oh, we've been Hiker rustled here. He's rustling my gym, he's doing that. But then, to be fair, he will give us a lot of defensive stat experience, and I reckon Hidden Power Ground will be enough to get rid of all 3 Pokemon fairly quickly here. So it could have been worse. It could have been a Pokemon that we didn't have a move for. Let's now get ourselves into Azalea Town. We'll pick up the full heal. It's surprising how often that full heal comes in useful, and generally when I don't pick it up, I end up being screwed over because I need it for some reason. And by the way, if you think you can hear birds tweeting in the background, no you can't. Absolutely not at all. It's still very, very humid here in the United Kingdom at the time of recording, and so I've got the window open just to try and stay a little bit cooler. Had it closed for parts of the Gardevoir challenge, which was recorded in slot 1 for recording today, and yeah, I overheated quite badly. So we are going to have to deal with the occasional outside noise. If it gets too loud, I will shut the window again. But please do be aware that you're not going mad if you can hear some birds or anything else out in the background that normally you wouldn't hear in one of the videos here. Slowpoke Well's going very well, although we are losing a lot of the coin tosses here for the rats with a quick attack. But we don't have any more coin tosses to do, and we can go into the final trainer here. This is the Coughing Grunt, and we're going to use Hidden Power. Doesn't do that much. Body Slam though crits, and it does defeat him. I promise you, we are not on Gen 1 crits yet. This is just some phenomenal crit luck as we get healed by Kurt, and we make our way in to gym number 2. This is the bug gym, and I don't think it will bug us too much in this one. In fact, we have a chance actually of outspeeding Bugsy's Scyther. That very rarely happens in a solo challenge, especially when we've not done Sprout Tower like we don't do anymore in these challenges, because I've learned how to get through the pesky rock tunnel and silver cave in the dark. So it does mean we go a little bit underleveled compared to when we used to do it with Sprout Tower. This isn't Bugsy, this is Lies. Josh likes his Bugsy title card for some reason. We paralysed the Paris, it didn't end up paralysing us back, which is what we wanted, so we'll do a quick heal. And now we'll take on Bugsy, gym leader number 2. Bug-type specialist leads with Metapod. 2 shots on the Metapod, and out comes the Kakuna. Kakuna hardens means nothing. We grow up to a level 16, and we don't outspeed the Scyther because of that blummin' string shot from Metapod. But it's fine, we paralysed it, so we weren't in any danger of being knocked out. However, we now do not have enough power points to get through the rival battle. Body Slam's only got 15. So let's take on the rival for the second time. This time he's going to lead with his Ghastly. We'll use a Shadow Ball and we'll delete it to the Shadow Realm. We'll use Body Slam on the Zubat, and then we shall Body Slam the Croconaw. 3 one hits, that makes no sense. 3 shots knocks it out, and we do get through very easily. Goodness me, my brain is still a little bit mush because I've just recorded a live voiceover for a game I don't really understand that much still with Fire Red. I'm sure I'll settle back into the rhythm soon. It is getting close to lunchtime too as well though, so I do need to take a break from recording probably around about the midpoint of the challenge, get some food in me, give me the energy for the second part of the challenge, because it's very important to remain fairly satiated doing these, because it takes a lot of energy, surprisingly, to record a challenge run. You wouldn't think so, because there isn't that much physical movement, but it takes a hell of a lot of mental energy to record one of these challenges. But I'm up for the challenge any day of the week. I have so much fun doing these, and I really have taken like a duck to water with the 4 moves challenge. It feels like I should have been doing this from day 1, but I wasn't able to do it from day 1 because I didn't know how the disassembly worked. And I think showing how fun it is in Gen 3 as well has really just solidified my choice to make 4 moves the main category for solo running. Because also, let's be honest, it's been a good 5 or 6 years of the same type of solo format, not just from me but from other wonderful people too, and I was starting to get a bit bored of it. And if I'm the one creating the content and I'm getting bored of it, I can only imagine that some of you might have been getting a little bit of the old fatigue of the same thing over and over again as well. So it is nice to mix things up, and then when we get bored of 4 moves, it will be time to go back to the old classic format. We do have like 20 Pokemon still to fill out on the main series leaderboard. I will go back to them every few months and try and pick one off, but it's no longer a priority of mine because, let's face it as well, most of the Pokemon we've got left on that leaderboard are not good Pokemon. They're not going to be fun to run, and quite frankly, I don't mind not having them on that leaderboard for very, very long amounts of time, because they ain't going to be pleasant experiences, especially when we've done 4 moves for so long, where, quite frankly, we are spoiled with how this format works, because we don't have to worry about a Pokemon being bad at the start. So 4 moves really is about showing a Pokemon at its best possible potential. And as somebody who tries to keep a positive attitude about everything in life, I think having a format where I can show the best of every Pokemon really does suit me to a T. Because instead of complaining and whinging, especially about some of those Pokemon like Blissey, we're able to just go, actually, once this thing learns some stuff, it's not that bad. However, I tell you who is bad. That bloody juggler. Can't stand him. He needs to get in the bin along with Jasmine. We'll avoid him on the next cycle up. I think I'll be able to time it better. But because I went in for Fire Breather Walt, my positioning was all out, my timing was all wrong, and bad times were had. We're not going to take on Schoolboy Alan today. I don't trust not getting status by him. So we'll go straight now back to Goldenrod City, stick the rental labyrinth up in the top spot, and then we can go straight in to gym number 3. This is Whitney's normal type gym. We've only got 5 body slams to our name, so we've got to be a little bit careful of that. But we should be able to make a lot of damage happen, even just with return now. We'll take a slightly slower carry fight to guarantee we have enough body slams for the Whitney battle. She is our 3rd gym leader, normal type specialist, much like us. She leads with Clefairy. Clefairy gets a stab move from Metronome, that's kind of rare. And we've paralysed the cow, she's locked into rollout, and that should hopefully mean that we seal the victory. Close, but we did get the win. And the time for the badge is 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Not too shabby. You can tell that we're not in the elite tier of offensive type Pokemon, but we're still doing very, very, very well for ourselves. I am going to take a very quick trip back to the Pokemon Center though, so that we can replenish both our health and our power points, because we are doing quite a long trek now. Can we get past... I lied, we can't get past Juggler Owen. Erwin's getting as bad as Joyce there. No, I didn't get in the grass. No one saw that. Absolutely fine. We'll get rid of this tree now. Still no shiny tree. I'm still hoping for the day where we get a shiny tree. It will ruin the challenge because I'll be all kinds of excited and then probably devastated realising I can't catch it. But it is about time that tree did become red. Maybe it'll do it for autumn here in the United Kingdom in a few months' time. Now, we don't want to take on Beauty Olivia. She'd be an absolute pig-in nightmare. However, we do have a super effective move for Norman and his Slowpoke, so I think we'll be fine at taking these on. As long as they don't paralyse us with Body Slam, we'll be A-OK. Let's grab the Minceberry, and then let's also grab the Nougat here from the cows. Don't want to know how the cows have produced the nuggets, so we'll move on pretty quickly from that. And we'll start taking on the married couple. We've got Ruth here, we have Derek here, and we're reuniting them. We are taking Derek's roaming eye away from Pokefan Jamie. And I do actually want to take on Jamie today, because she's got a Meowth, and I want to show her that we've got a better cat than she's got. That's the only reason I took her on, no other reason. But we did defeat her in 1 hit. Let's get ourselves into Olivine. The rival will yak about something, we don't care what he's got to say. What we do care about, though, is getting some super repels. We'll get 11 of those, then we'll chat with the burly man, get his phone number, and we will also do a quick pit stop in the Pokemon Center. Don't think we need to heal yet, but we do want to set our TP spot there for a little bit later on, and it's good to have the TP spot there now, just in case we forget to heal by the time we've done with the Lighthouse. We are going to start ascending this thing now, taking on our standard trainers here. We've beaten up an owl, and now we're going to beat up a pair of fire dogs. I really do like my animal Pokemon. I love Noctowl. I really like Growlithe. Not so fond of Arcanine compared to Growlithe. Still a very good Pokemon, but I think it loses some of its cute. Then we've got some kind of like weird mouse bunny thing with a computer cursor for a tail. Don't know what Maryl's supposed to be, but it is still adorable. And then we do have no other trainers because we've reached the top of the lighthouse. So we'll chat with Jasmine. She'll sell us some cock and bull story about Amphi being sick. Of course, there is a sheep there with Amphi. We'll get out of here. Then we will replenish our PP in the Pokemon Center. and we can take our trip back to Olivine. Now, I do think it could be worth taking on the Kimono Girls a little bit early in this one. So I think instead of going straight into the rival battle, we'll take a trip into the dance theatre and we'll start taking on all of the Kimono Girls. Starting here with Flareon, it's not a Scarion on this one. And then we have Pescion up next. We've got Shadow Ball, so that should be a one-shot because Pescion's physical defense isn't actually that good. Umbreon, I'm hoping, will be a two-shot with Body Slam, although you never know, it might be a 3. Nope, absolutely is a 2. And Sand Attack did not affect us. We had such a nightmare in the last challenge with Sand Attack with Gardevoir. Go over to the video after seeing this one if you want to see all the nightmares with Sand Attack. In the meantime, though, we will continue with the Kimono Girls. Easy as pie. Grab ourselves the raft from the man staring at the stage, and then we can get ourselves in to the Burnt Tower. We will stick on a cheeky little rappel here, make sure that we don't get any unwanted wild encounters, and we can think about taking on the rival for a third time. This is already the middle rival battle within 16 minutes. He leads with Haunter. We'll use Shadow Ball, we'll get rid of it in 1, then we'll swap to Hidden Power for the Magnemite, and we'll use a Body Slam on the Zubat. Last Pokemon is Croconaw, it's going to be a 2-shot with Body Slam. We get Damageless Rival 3, and that means we don't have to heal at all for our next gym. There's only one more thing we need to do before taking on that gym though, and that is fall through the floor, release the beasts, we go back inside so that we can pick up the HP up. You never know, we might save it this time, and then we'll get ourselves in to gym number 3. As you would expect, having 2 super effective moves against all of the ghost types here made this set of gym trainers very, very easy. We're going to stick on a Minceberry though, just as a precaution, as we now take on Morty. Gym leader number 4 of 16. Dual Ghost and Poison type spectacular leader, led with Ghastly, went down in 1 hit, as does Haunter. How about the Gengar? It is going to be a 2-shot. We save the Mintberry for the Chuck battle though, because we can now get rid of the last Haunter, and that was a very easy battle. Fog Badge acquired in 17 minutes and 57 seconds. And that means we can start heading now towards the Lake of Rage. I love this part of the challenge, I don't know why. I really love the Lake of Rage in general. So coming up here for the first time, I always get such a lovely feeling. I don't know if it's just me, but this part of Johto, I'd love to live in a place like this. Nice big lake, really chill vibes, evil team doing stuff in the background, meaning that I get to fiddle with like signal receivers, man with Lickitung ready to beat up at any moment. Oh, this place is wonderful. Really, really do like this place, and of course we get to say hello to everybody's favourite Pokemaniac, Ron, as well. We're going to take on Pokemaniac Ben and his Slowbro at the same time, and we should be able to use a Shadow Ball and get rid of it in 1 hit. And with that, we are ready to take on the pesky Gyarados. I'm not actually that confident about this Gyarados this time. I'm going to go for it and hope that we don't get completely destroyed just like that. That was a critical hit, to be fair. That was just unlucky. Let's hope we don't hit the same RNG again. We don't. That's absolutely fine. That was just a bit of duff luck, but because we do all these runs live, and it's always the first attempt, sometimes you're going to get a bit of duff luck, and it just wasn't Persian's attempt on the day to get through Gyarados first try. It's also why I record the Gyarados section, because that kind of stuff can happen. I was kind of prepared for it though, so I'm not too disappointed. Let's go and grab this rare candy while we're here at the lake. And we don't need anything else from here now, so we'll rent a Labra all the way back to Olivine City. We'll take on a cheeky little heal here in the Pokemon Center, and we can start heading across the open seas. Let us stick on a Super Repel for the occasion, make sure that we get across quick, sharp and in a hurry. Do a little stop there to make sure we don't get Swimmer K-lead. And we mustn't forget to go and get the Secret Potion. Secret Potion will let us face Jasmine later because she'll have something to drug up her Steelix with. And in the meantime, we'll take on these black belts. 1 shot on the Hitmonchan there. That's Hitmonlee rather, Leggy Boy. And now we've got Army Boy. And again, it's a 1 shot I assure you, we are not on the Gen 1 crit engine yet. This is just some really, really, really phenomenal luck with the crits. So we will absolutely take it as and when we can. The standard 4 moves challenge rules, it's locked in that we have the standard critical hit ratio. Or it could just be because we're noticing the critical hits that we are seeing them more than they actually are there, and we normally get this amount of crits. But because they're on the brain, they might be a little bit more prominent to us all. Who knows? Let us think, what do we want to do for this battle? Probably can't prepare any more than that. Let's take on Chuck. This might be a difficult battle. He's a fighting type specialist. He's going to lead with Primeape. We're going to use Body Slam on the Primeape. Yep, we get leered. Kind of expected that. Playing for a crit, really. Nope. Try again. If we don't get Dynamic Punch landing on us, I think we'll be fine. Paralyze the Primeape. Leah has hit. Didn't get the Gen 2 miss this time either. Body Slam hits. Dynamic Punch misses once. Hits second try. Exactly the same thing. This is all going to be about the luck, unfortunately. I don't think there's any other way about it. And the annoying thing is, bloody Chuck has such a long blooming intro, doesn't he? Poliwrath, look over there. Thank you. Just need to distract it. Just say there's like a badger with a gun or something and it'll look over. But that is our next badge. 21 minutes and 58 seconds for the Storm badge. Not a terrible time. All things considered, that gives us access to the air balloon. And that means it's my cue to start picking up some bits that we have missed. One set of housekeeping and several rockets later, we find ourselves at the end of the Mahogany Underground section of the challenge. Lance has given us a bath plug, and that means we can get the heck out of here and make our way into the next gym. This is Price's Ice-type gym. He does have one trainer guarding him, but I'm going to take on Skier Roxanne as well. Oh, we didn't miss Border Douglas this time. He's going to be annoying, but hopefully he won't be too bad. Return is now just as powerful as Body Slam, so we don't need to worry about that in the slightest. And it does mean we can prep ourselves for our next gym battle. Going to use a quick super potion, get ourselves up to full health, and then just in case, I'm going to Ether Body Slam. Let's take on Price now. He is the next gym leader, and he leads with Seal. One hit on the Seal takes care of it once and for all. It's going to be 2 hits on the Dugong, no attack drop from Aurora Beam. Let's use a Body Slam on the Piloswine. He attacks us furiously, but that's his a lot. Very, very easy Price battle there. Glacier badge in 27 minutes and 58 seconds. Let us do a quick heal here in the Pokemon Center, and then we'll go over to Olivine City, where I have a feeling the next gym battle won't be quite so pleasant. It's going to be against Jasmine. She's got that Steelix. We don't have any special moves. The only way we could have potentially countered it is with Hidden Power Fire, but I don't think that would have been conducive to a good part of the run with other Pokemon, because we do need that Hidden Power Ground to deal with some of the other pesky Pokemon in this route, in this challenge rather. So let us now see how it goes. I'm not hopeful. This is Jasmine, Steel type specialist, leads with Magnemite. Magnemite's not going to be an issue. We can one-shot it with Hidden Power. It's quad super effective. It is this Steelix that I am worried about. Yep. Just as I thought. We could be here a while. I do have an idea though. It's only the semblance of an idea, but it might work. I'm going to Body Slam the Steelix. Try and get it paralysed, because I think that might be the best chance of getting through. It's not a likely strategy to work, especially when she's back on the old secret potion as Jasmine with every Iron Tail hitting. But it's the only idea I've got at the moment, and if it's the only idea I've got at the moment, that's what we're going to have to bloody do. Body Slam the Steelix. We've paralysed it. Iron Tail has missed. This is a really good start. Fully paralysed is even better. Iron Tail has hit and got the defense drop. She's now healing. We've just got to get a bit more luck, and we don't get it. But do you see what I mean? Body Slam might be the play. Not on the bloody Magnemite, you beep. Try that again. Oh, Jasmine, when you've not got hands and you're a normal type, is always pesky, isn't she? Body Slam into Paralysis. Brilliant. Iron Tail miss. Iron Tail miss again. Fully paralysed. She heals early. That could be big. That could be huge. That could be massive. That could be a victory. Perfect. Well, it wasn't perfect. We spent a few resets there, but in terms of a Jasmine, oh, I could not think of a better way that could have gone for this Pokemon. That does mean we can leave as well, and we get out the other end of Mahogany. You, mate, you've got ideas above your station. Bloody hell. Let us stick on a Super Repel as well so we don't get any encounters in this next bit. I really am happy about that Jasmine fight. I was really expecting to dig in for about 15 resets. But Body Slam did save the day, and that's all really we can ask for. I wasn't planning on taking in Body Slam for the Gen 1 crit version though. I was thinking about taking in Slash, so might have to change a few things. It might be Slash and Return. Slash and Body Slam rather, as opposed to Return and Body Slam. I will give a proper old think about the Learn set before I do the 4 moves challenge with the Gen 1 crits. But we'll have to see what happens there. Still a long way to go until I can even think about that. We're only about halfway through this challenge now. At the moment, I would say we're on pace for a high 1-0 something, maybe a low 110. That could all change though. I am factoring in potentially a very difficult Lance, difficult Blue and difficult Red with that. If we get some good luck, then it will be quicker. If we get some terrible luck, then evidently it will be slower. Now in here we're going to pick up the final repels for the challenge, our penultimate shop for the entire challenge. We have one more to get some full restores in the league. Now we miss her. I'm getting really good at that again. And now will I remember to do the correct movement here? I think that was a Raikou encounter there. We don't want one that. Raikou or Entei anyway. We'll get the PP up. And then we'll get the extra Persio Berry. It must have been one of the legendaries because we had the repel wear out. Anyway, with that, we're ready to go back to Goldenrod. I'll do a heal and I'll take care of the first set of the rockets and I'll meet you for the rival. And with the first part of the rockets done in the radio tower, it is time for Rival 4. This time he's going to lead with his Golbat. We don't quite one-shot the Golbat and we end up confused. How annoying. We're hitting ourselves in confusion. All kinds of bad stuff happening. Just going to take a reset there and pretend that didn't happen. Let's see, is it a range? It is a range. We just got some really duff luck. We'll use Hidden Power against the Magnemite here. And then we'll swap to Shadow Ball for the Haunter. That brings us on to the Sneasel. We can use Return against that. And the last Pokemon is for Alligator. Let's start off with a critical hit Body Slam and finish it off. Fantastic. Just what I'd like to see. A nice and easy rival battle on the second attempt anyway. The first one we don't talk about. That one was just the RNG being incredibly mean to us. Sometimes happens though. Sometimes the RNG gives, other times the RNG absolutely takes away. I think that was a little bit of payback for a relatively easy Jasmine fight, you know. But now I've got more rockets to do. I wish I didn't have to. I wish you could do them for me, quite honestly. But that's not how playing games on a pre-recorded video works. So I'll skip through them all and we'll meet back up at the top of the tower. So we have just one more executive left to go, and then we can put Team Rocket to bed for another challenge. He's the Houndour Houndoom Coughing Man. One shot on the Houndour, one shot on the Coughing, and it's going to be one shot on the Houndoom as well. Absolutely no other way about it. Very, very nice battle there, and that does mean we are through Team Rocket. Let us now leave the radio tower. We will have a little chat with Marie. We'll get the pink bow. I'm sure we'll be holding that at times in this challenge. We'll go down and grab the radio card as well. It is, as always, double 1, 2, 1 and 2 to get ourselves the radio card so that we can get past that very, very pesky Sleepy Snorlax in the Kanto section. Got a while to think before we get to the Kanto section though, because we've got to do our final Johtonian gym first, and then we've got the Elite Four after that, obviously. This is Claire's Dragon-type gym. I'm hoping it'll be easy, but I've got a feeling it won't be. It's all going to depend on whether we can one-shot the Dratini. I'm going to stick on the pink bow, actually, right about now, because that will give me a good idea. If we can do a lot of damage to the Seadra, I'll feel more confident. But if we don't do that much damage to the Seadra, we one-shot. I think we'll be fine against the Ghastly. It depends if that was a range. If we got, like, highest possible roll there... Did I say Ghastly? Dratini. If we got the highest possible roll against that Seadra, then maybe we won't do so well against the Dragonair, but we shall see. Let us now use our last ether, actually. This isn't Claire, but it might as well be. It's a good litmus test. Is it a one-shot? It's a one-shot against his. That makes me feel a little better as well. I reckon Body Slam in to return for her Kingdra will be the play. Just going to get through Lola first and her pair of dragons. And now it's time for Claire. Claire is our final Johtonian leader. She's a Dragon-type specialist, leads with Dragonair. Yep, one-shot. Probably a guaranteed one-shot as well. Maybe even a one-shot with Body Slam. I don't want to risk it to find out, though. Growing up to level 47. Ooh. Let's use a Shadow Ball. And then let's go into return. Yeah, that avoids the healing loop. I think Body Slam would have done too much. But there we go, through Claire. Don't have a badge quite yet, though, because she's a right miserable git. So we are going to have to get ourselves into Dragon's Den. That won't be too much of an endeavour, though. We've got to get through Dick Darren here and his Dragonair. Still never forgiving Darren for what he did to Armoured Cargo. Absolutely horrible, horrible man. Should all send him, like, booze in the post. Not alcohol, but just, like, the word boo in the post. Or even better, one of those ghosts from Mario. Should send him one of those. I'm sure it'll freak him out. It's 112, 1 and 2 here to finally get the bloody Rising badge. Claire relents. She gives us the badge. And we get a split of 42 minutes and 27 seconds. And with that, we're done with Johto. We'll only be coming back here now when we are all 16 badges in and we're ready to face Red. And even then, we're going to a different part of Johto. For now, we'll get on the egg to get ourselves over to here. And we'll start making our way towards the Pokemon League. Now, I'm not 100% confident about this league. I can see issues at Karen, I can see issues at Lance. I can even see issues at Bruno. In this one, our attack just isn't that great. We're only at 115 in battle attack now, and we're only at level 47 and a bit. That's not the best in the world, but we shall absolutely give it our best shot. I'm going to take on a couple of extra trainers here to hopefully make the league go a little bit smoother. We have some very easy trainers to take care of on this route, and I think even a Body Slam will be good enough for this Girafarig. I want to save a return for the Nidoqueen here. I think Body Slam on the Starmie. I don't think Hidden Power Ground is needed for the Nidoqueen. It might even do less than return at this point. And then, you know what, we'll mix it up with a Shadow Ball on the Starmie. That's Rena down, though. I do want to take on 2 more trainers. I know we're taking on more than normal in this particular part of the challenge, but it is all for safety porpoises, because I really, really don't want to get stuck in a loop in the league. So that is him done, and one last trainer. Is this Richard? I want to call him Richard. Yeah, it's Richard with his Peskeon. Quick Shadow Ball to the face of that Peskeon. We'll show it what's for, and we'll take our free heal. I don't want to take on Joyce. She's just annoying. I said I don't want to take you on. Go away. Thank you. Don't want to take on any more now. I think we've done enough optionals. Oh, there's the bike shop call for no good reason. Everything's trying to slow us down to the league today. Let's take on Big Beth and her Rapidash. Nice, easy final battle before we take on the rival. We'll grab the Max Elixir in case we need to PP heal, because we haven't used any PP ups. I sold them for vitamins along with everything else we picked up practically. And that does include the HP up, so we're going to go and have to get the backup HP up from here. Fortunately, it's not very far out of the way, so it isn't too much of a time sink. And with that, it's time for Rival 5, final rival battle. This time he's going to lead with his Sneasel. Nice easy start for us here. 1 return makes light work of it. We're able to one-shot this Golbat consistently now, I reckon. We've got Hidden Power for the Magneton. That goes down in 1. Up next is the Haunter. We might as well continue using Hidden Power. Swap to return for the Kadabra. And that just leaves for Alligator. We're going to go for a Body Slam. He slashes over us. Kind of rude if you ask me. but we do get through, taking only minimal damage. And with that, we're at the Pokemon League, so we're going to heal up. We'll get our 4 full restores, which is all we need to see us through the league. We'll park ourselves here, ready for stat. And so for this league, we are shaping up like this. Level 50 with 145 HP, holding on to the pink bow, with Return, Shadow Ball, Body Slam, and Hidden Power Ground. 110 in attack, 99 in defense, 105 in the specials, and 150 in speed. Don't forget, those are just the outer battle stats. We will get a big buff in battle, as we're about to see against Will. He is our first league member. He is a Psychic type specialist, and he's going to lead with Xatu. Let's see how we get on here. One shot on the Xatu to get us started. Obviously going to be a one shot on the Jinx, never up for debate. The next Pokemon is Executor. We're going to start off with a Body Slam here. Reflect is annoying. Reflect is really, really annoying, actually. Like, that's the worst move he could have gone for. Amnesia's not great. Curse is even worse. We are just trying to play for that Reflect fading, which it has. That means we can get through Xatu, and that is Will defeated. Up next is going to be Koga. Poison type specialist. He leads with Ariados. Let's see how this one goes. One shot on the Ariados. Great start. And it's going to be a one shot on the Venomoth as well. Here comes Fortress. We don't have anything great for it. I think we're just going to spam Return and hope he doesn't become a bomb. He does not, so we are able to live to fight for another day. We'll use a Body Slam against this Muck, try and paralyse it. It's minimalised, but another Body Slam gets rid of it. Growing to 52, here comes the Crobat. We'll use our outspeeding advantage here to Body Slam it twice, and we do get rid of it. Third league member is going to be Bruno. Now, this one could be brutal. How close are we to another level, actually? Not very. You know what? It's risky. I'm going to stick in all the rare candies now. I think it might be better to do them here than it would be to do them in front of Karen. Let's give it a go. This is Bruno, league member number 3, fighting type specialist, gonna lead with Hitmontop. The good thing is Return is a one-shot on the Hitmontop. It's going to be a one-shot on the Hitmonlee, and hopefully it'll be a one-shot on the Hitmonchan as well. There's our guaranteed Muck Punch damage. The big issue is going to be this Machamp. Cross-chop hits, cross-chop one-shots, even without a crit. Oh, this is nasty. This is really, really bloody nasty. We just have to hope for the best here. We will eventually get a paralysis. It doesn't matter if that hit crits or not, I don't think. Body Slam again. We paralysed it. Cross-chop hits, and it was a crit. Bruno is brutal for Persian. I think this is where we lost a lot of time last time, actually, as well. I think Bruno just stopped us in our tracks. We will eventually... Another bloody crit. This has been a really crit-heavy run, all things considered. And he is on the secret potion as well. He must have phoned up Jasmine while we were in between them, and she had some spare secret potion. She's given it to the Machamp. I suppose the Machamp's got 4 hands, so it's easier for him to down it all in one. Another crit! What the hell is going on here? Body Slam, cross-chop misses. He's healing looping. We aren't out of danger yet, though. We still have this pesky Onyx. Hidden Power will two-shot. He goes for Sandstorm. He's practically thrown there, and thank goodness he's thrown. I'm very glad we used the rare candies there. I think that would have been even more horrible without them. We're going to full restore. We're going to Cure Berry here as opposed to Bitter Berry, because I'm more worried about Vileplume than I am with Sand Attack. And then we are going to use a pink, not a pink bow, a HP up as well. Let's take on Karen now. Final league member leads with Umbreon. Sand Attack's hit. Yep, accuracy is dropped. Is this a one-shot on the Vileplume? It might be. If we take a reset, I'm going to swap items. Shadow Ball misses, but we don't get Destiny Bonded. That's all we care about there. Return's going to one-hit the Murkrow. And then, as long as we connect on the Houndoom, we do not take a reset from Karen. And we can also hold on to the Cure Berry for Lance. Going to use a full restore here, and now this could be another tough battle for our Persian here, because we aren't going to be able to one-shot his level 47 Dragonite, unfortunately. And I forget to Elixir. Always a good start. There we go. Just doing a bit of RNG manipulation, clearly. Watch that. Watch me say that and now we'll get the perfect battle. It's always the way. Oh, how is this one going to go? I was joking. It wasn't RNG manipulation. But it might as well be. We're through the first 3 Pokemon. Up next is going to be the Scarodactyl. I'm going to spam return. Rock Slide's fine. Can a Shadow Ball knock out? Yes, it can. Save a bit of power points there. Hopefully we don't get burnt here from Flamethrower. We do not. We've just got the last Dragonite left to go. I'm going to Body Slam because I think it'll do over half. Outrage hits. We've won. First try Lance. Wasn't particularly clean, but it was a first try Lance. 50 minutes and 47 seconds through the Pokemon League. That means that we are champions of the Johto region. Persian has done what so many of others before it has done as well, and got himself in to the Pokemon League. This is only the halfway point though, so let's take a look at the midpoint leaderboard. And at the midpoint of our full moves challenge, we are in 17th place on the leaderboard, in between Snorlax and Furret there. Honestly, that's about fair for how Persian has fared in the first part of this challenge. Now, if we take a look at the overall Crystal midpoint leaderboard, let's see where we are on this one. We're in 25th place. Again, in between the same 2 Pokemon there, so I think, yeah, pretty fair, all things considered. We didn't have the best start, but we didn't have the worst start. A few resets here and there, which was to be perfectly expected with our Persian. And that means we've added another entry onto the leaderboard. This is, of course, the overall leaderboard. It shows every single Crystal video we've done against the clock here on the channel. We've got the best of the best and the worst of the worst on there. I'm looking out for any other Persian challenges that are standing out on the leaderboards. I can guarantee this will be the fastest we have completed the Pokemon League with Persian, so we can keep our heads held high up there. But don't forget, this is only half of the challenge. There are still another 8 gym badges and the red fight left to come. So I tell you what, don't you dare go anywhere, because Kanto is next. And now we are rejoining the actions we always do here in Vermilion City, where the first thing we're going to do is grab a rare candy from the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. With that safely tucked away in our bag for another challenge, we are ready to go on our Cantonian Gauntlet of Gym Leaders. We might only be at the halfway point of the challenge, but the second half is going to go a lot quicker than the first half, because all of the storyline is contained within about half a minute's worth of gameplay, plus travel time of course, and our first Cantonian leader is Surge. He's an electric type specialist. He's going to lead with Raichu. One hit on Raichu. Here comes Electrode number 1. We're absolutely going to outspeed it. We'll use Hidden Power on the Magneton. That will go down in 1 as well. Back to return for the Electrode again. And then, why change the habit of a lifetime? Return the Electabuzz. Surge is down. Thunder Badge acquired in 53.03. We're off to a good start. Let us try and keep this up as we now head into Saffron City. We're going to take on Sabrina next. Sabrina should be a nice and easy gym leader for us. We don't have to worry about any of her Pokemon outspeeding us, and they've all got relatively weak physical defense, or at least that is the hope. She leads with Espeon. It's a 1-hit on the Espeon. Out comes the Mr. Mime. Another 1-shot, and then it's going to be a 1-shot on the Alakazam as well. 2 Kanto badges down, a time of 53, 38, 39 for the split actually, for her badge. We'll now take a quick rental Abra back to Saffron City, and we can head into Celadon. I do think it's going to be worth, in this one, grabbing both the leftovers and the PP up from the bush. We got quite close to running out of return PP a couple of times, so I think having that will absolutely help us. I'm going to swap to the leftovers as well now, because our next danger of paralysis I don't think is until red. So we don't need to be holding on to it for now, and hopefully we'll keep on healing our health throughout the course of this challenge. With Persian being a bit of a glass cannon, I do think it's worth holding on to the leftovers, because otherwise I'll be in and out of the bag and Pokemon Centers the entire time we get damaged. Whereas this way, it's all self-contained within a few turns. So I think it will end up being just a little bit quicker. I'm going to try and mix up the moves I use as well, so that we don't have to heal quite so much here in Kanto. And with that, we are ready for gym leader number 3. This is Erica. She is a grass type specialist. She leads with Tangela. We one-shot the Tangela. I wonder if that was the range. We'll find out probably against the Blossom. If we don't one-shot the Blossom, then it was probably a range the entire time against the Tangela. We did level up and we did one-shot the Blossom, so we will never ever know. Rainbow badge in 5507. That means we can get on the bike and we can start heading towards Cycling Road. Down Cycling Road is where we'll find Janine. Janine's going to be our next gym leader. She has one mandatory trainer here in the form of Birdkeeper Bob. He doesn't have a poison bird, so he's kicked out of the gym. Don't know why she's done that, because her father didn't kick people out for having the wrong type, but she must be a little bit fussy. I don't know who I was going for there. That's not Janine. This is Janine, though. She is a poison type leader, led with Crobat. We one-shot Crobat. We're going to one-shot everything here. It's going to be an easy battle, but then when isn't Janine an easy battle? I find her to be one of the easiest people we ever face. Wasting her money there with a dire hit. She must have noticed its expiration date or something, because there was no other reason to use it. I suppose she was trying to get her money's worth out of it. But that is her done. I thought, you know what, for once, I'll show me going through Rock Tunnel. See the pain I go through. I still have to look at my cheat sheet to figure out where the heck I'm going. Let's see if I completely fluff this one up. Fluff that bit up. I'm supposed to go right down, left down, all the way right. Yep, we're out. It's fine. Oh, I wouldn't do that in a high pressure run situation though. I just need to keep the camera off for that part, because otherwise I stress, and when I stress I make silly mistakes. How far through did we get? That's not bad for the rappel there. But yeah, that is the routing through Rock Tunnel. It looks absolutely terrible on video, but I realise they never actually show me going through it, and quite often the pressure of a live stream means I completely fluff it up. But there we go, that is Rock Tunnel, and with that we are ready for Nugget Bridge next. And I do love a good Nugget Bridge. It's my favourite part of the challenge to at least just have a little waffle. And in this one I want to talk about how much fun I'm having. Genuinely having so much fun doing these challenges again. I don't know what it is about the 4 moves challenge, but it tickles my brain in such a way that no other solo challenge has ever done. And that makes me incredibly happy. I really hope you are enjoying these challenges as much as I am, because I really am having the best time I think I've ever had here on the channel. Getting confident knowing the disassembly, understanding all the different parts of how the game works. It feels absolutely blooming fantastic. I feel we're at a point now where we can do almost anything if we put our minds to it in Pokémon Crystal. One of the things I'm planning on doing in the near future, if I get a bit of free time, is creating a practice version of Crystal, where you'll be able to take in any Pokemon with any learn set, any DVs, any stat experience, and just see how a battle will go. So that way, if you are fairly confident about the most of a run, and then aren't quite so sure about the last part of the run, you will have a way to easily gauge things before you get on with the challenge. And that could be incredibly useful. Getting quite far as well with the back ports. I'm over at 2/3 of the way through, getting all the back ports into the 16-bit ROM. Then it will be a case of test. And if the tests come back fine, then we will be ready to release it. But for now, let's take on Misty. She is our next gym leader. She is a water-type specialist, and it's going to be a very clean sweep here. Just 2 shots on the Lapras, no Perish Song, 1 shot on the Starmie, and we do get through to obtain the Cascade badge in 59:31. Let's get ourselves the machine part, and let's get ourselves back to the power plant. So over here at the power plant, we are going to be able to make the most of a Max Repel. We're going to be able to have this all the way until Brock now. It's absolutely blooming fantastic. I've noticed actually, ever since doing the Max Repel trick with the power plant, I have been able to remember the Expand card every single time, so there's definitely benefits to doing it there as well, because quite often you'd forget the X-Men card, you'd come here, and your radio would do absolutely nothing. The only thing is there's nothing really to help you remember, or at least most people to remember the radio card in the first place. I am very fortunate for Kanbei and Team 11212 because that absolutely lets me remember the radio card almost every challenge. I can't say every challenge, of course, because of the absolute shambles that was the Steps Cost Money challenge. Let's take on Brock now. He is our next leader. He is a ground type specialist. He's going to lead with Graveler. We critical hit the Graveler and knock it out in one shot. We don't quite one-shot the Rhydon and he attacks us furiously. That brings us onto the Omastar. Spike Cannon hits. We're taking chip damage here. Nothing really too much to worry about. Onyx is probably going to set up a Sandstorm. Yep. That's more of a pain than anything else. It shouldn't take too much off us overall because we've only got Kabutops left to go and Kabutops is very, very weak. So it goes down in one and that is Brock defeated. Boulder Badge in 101.18. Let's get off the bike now to get past 3 Drill and we can start making our way south now towards the remnants of Cinnabar Island. Here, if we stick on a Max Repel and use the air balloon to Viridian City, we should be able to save a little bit of movement and time, and then we've already got the repel on for getting down to Cinnabar. Over here we've got Blue spinning around. We must move out of his way, but first we'll have a little chat with him. We've got exactly the same hair and hat colour there. I wonder if Blue took inspiration from Red's hat and decided to change his hair colour there, or maybe it's just a limitation of the Game Boy. Anyway, let's take on Blaine now, final gym leader, or penultimate gym leader I should say, fire-type specialist led with Magcargo. One shot on the Magcargo, here comes the Bumhead Fireduck, there goes the Bumhead Fireduck, and then we've got a Rapidash. 3 one-shots finishes off Blaine once and for all, and with that we can use a full restore. We'll use one of our Max Elixirs, and we shall rental Abra back to Viridian City. One last gym to go in this challenge, and we're hopefully saving the best performance until last. Although I have a feeling this one could be a little bit tricky. It's Blue, and he leads with Pidgeot. We're going to main Body Slam actually for the first part of this, and he's Body Slammed us back, so that was a bad idea, wasn't it? Let's try again. Blue leads with Pidgeot. Return does a lot, and then his return does very little because return is minimum friendship for the AI, thank goodness. We get rid of the Alakazam. This is the Pokemon I'm worried about. This one we don't really have anything for. Sandstorm's going to be annoying, but it's whether he hits very hard with Earthquake or if he throws with Fury Attack just like that. That brings us on to Gyarados. We are going to try and play this smart. I'm going to use a Shadow Ball. He goes for Hyper Beam. Goodness me, that's not what I wanted. I was hoping that he would go for Rain Dance there, but he didn't. That could have screwed us over quite spectacularly. Taking in Sunlight, good. We're able to heal some. We've only got Arcanine left to go. Body Slam, please do something. Flamethrower hits. He's going to Extreme Speed and he's going to knock out. Ugh. Not a good Blue battle there. Crit on the Pidgeot. We know we don't need to worry about the Alakazam. There's going to be no Reflect shenanigans here. It's this Rhydon and the Sandstorm. If he'd have gone for Rain Dance, we would have been fine. I think he'll go for Rain Dance this time. We're going to go for Shadow Ball again, just to try and fish out the rain. There we go. Yep, we've got the win in the bag now. Just the RNG playing silly billies with us, because that should mean he goes for Leech Seed. We evade, even better, didn't matter regardless. And then we can do a pair of Body Slams here, and we'll absolutely defeat the Arcanine. Going to be 3 Body Slams, maybe 4 actually. He's healing looping. There we go. That's what we're after. That is the Earth Badge acquired. Not a bad Blue fight, considering what we were up against. And that's the last Rock type we'll have to face. We'll have a little chat with Professor Oak now. He's going to unlock Silver Cave for us. He's also going to complain that we've only caught 1 Pokemon, but quite frankly, we don't give a care in the world. Let's teleport back. We'll also stick on a Super Repel, and we can start heading towards Silver Cave. We really are in the end game now. We've only got 1 battle left to go, and we should be getting in at around about level 69. What I will do is I'll pop into this Pokemon Center. I'm going to go and grab the last rare candy. I then might take an extra battle depending on where our XP bar is, and then we'll meet up for Red. I'm starting to get quite good at that Silver Cave movement, and that does mean we are now ready for Red. He is the final trainer of the challenge. He's going to lead with Pikachu. We're going to use a Return on the Pikachu, or a Body Slam rather, and it gets rid of it in one. Up next is the pesky Espeon. Goes straight in for Psychic, and he gets a Spadef drop. Not having that. At least we know that we're only battling 5 Pokemon. I think we have to play around the status conditions with this battle. I don't think there's any other way, really. Psychic's going to hit like a truck. We can't have the Reflect up. It's as simple as that. If the Reflect comes up, we don't have the survivability, so we might as well reset, just like that. And the best way to stop the Reflect coming up is to Body Slam. It wouldn't hit Pikachu consistently, so we can afford to just use Body Slam on turn 1. Psychic didn't Spadef drop, so I am going to fish and see how the rest of this battle plays out. If we can paralyse the Snorlax, we could be on for a winner. He's Body Slammed us. We are really, really low. There is a chance, not a great chance, but we could paralyse the Venusaur on this turn. We don't take a reset. Body Slam isn't consistent. It's the best we've got, unfortunately. We're a fast, not very hard-hitting attacker. We have to play to our strengths. And our strengths are Body Slam slows other things down and has a 25% chance of preventing them from hitting. There isn't really too much else we can do in a situation like this, because Reflect completely ruins our chances. We don't have any stat dropping moves, barring Shadow Ball, and that just does Spadef, and Spadef isn't really helpful for us. We paralysed the Espeon that time, but we didn't get the full paralysis. That's really what we need. The fully paralysed will be able to do some work here. Psychic we can deal with. We might be able to stunlock the Snorlax. I doubt it, but that's the best we've got. Come on. Paralyse it. Nope. Oh, this one is frustrating already. I'm now looking at that learn set list going, I could have gone for Head, but I could have had maybe some other way through. Maybe Shadow Ball was a bit superfluous, but I think it did save us time in the run. I don't think there's a clean Red in the 4 moves challenge for our Persian here. I think it's just one of those. We've got to wait for the luck. It will eventually happen. It's just when will it happen? Because we can't change moves either. That's the big thing about the 4 moves challenge. We've got to think from that first rival battle all the way through to Red. We've got to find the best compromise for our 4 moves. There we go. We're through the Espeon. We're going to be in with a chance of at least seeing the Snorlax again. Amnesia's good. Body Slam has paralysed, and he's fully paralysed. I think return KOs here. That is brilliant. Now, I do think we need to risk a paralysis on the Venusaur. He's going for Sunny Day. That's not good. That means that the Flamethrower will hit very, very, very hard. Ooh, this is really, really bad. Body Slam, Flamethrower, KO. Oh, this is going to be luck piled on top of luck, piled on top of luck. I tell you what, I might need to just do this one on my own if we don't get through this time. It might be the only way. We've paralysed the Snorlax. That is good. Body Slams hit us. Not really too meaningful. Can we get rid of the Snorlax? No, we can't. But we do get an extra turn of healing. Let's try Body Slam again on this. Sunny Day is terrible. Please be fully paralysed. Please just paralyse this Charizard. No. So as expected, this was one of those battles where I just had to keep throwing everything and hoping that the RNG would work in our favour, and it eventually did. After 85 resets in total for the challenge, we get the luck we needed. It includes so many fully paralysed. We get the double on the Snorlax, and then we get the double on the Venusaur as well. And if that wasn't lucky enough, in this we managed to fluke a critical hit with return on the Zard. That means we're on full health for the Blastoise. We paralyse it on turn 2 just because of the hell of it at this point. And then we take a lot of damage from Surf, but it's too little, too late for Red. And we do get the victory. Final time of 1 hour, 18 minutes and 52 seconds. And with that, let's take a look at the final leaderboards. And as is expected with a nasty red fight like that, Persian ended up down in 29th place. Still not in the 30s, which is good, and we are still ahead of a few Pokemon here in 4 moves. No change to the front page of the leaderboard. Zangoose still on top after its phenomenal run, and Girafarig survives another day in the page 1 drop zone. Moving over to the overall Crystal leaderboard now, we are in a perfectly cromulent 84th place, in between Venusaur's end of the line challenge and Quagsire's 4 moves challenge there. A lot of Pokemon finishing in that kind of 112 to 122 area, so it is very, very cramped. So this part of the leaderboard definitely is all about the luck. A bad Pokemon, or should I say a worse Pokemon, could easily jump up 20, 30, even 40 places just by getting the luck on the day, and then a better Pokemon might end up doing worse. You can see we have saved a lot of time compared to our previous Persian challenge, the main series there clocking in at 1:36:07. Again, a very good time for Persian, but I think we can do better. It's going to be back to the drawing board, and maybe in a few months' time we'll give it another go with some different ideas for the 4 moves challenge, because while I did mention in this video the 4 moves challenge does show Pokemon at their best, it does also have some drawbacks when it comes to Red when you don't hit particularly hard, but that's part of the compromise of the run. And with that, we make it to the front page of the leaderboard once more. We've got Zangoose still in first, and Vaporeon clings on in the page 1 drop zone. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to leave a like. If you've got any feedback at all, leave it in the comments down below. But until next time, I will say thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, as it always is, bringing you Pokemon challenges here on the channel. So I really hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will catch up again very soon. Oh dear, I've just noticed we lost time versus end of the line.